Hey guys, Jim here. Welcome in once again. This is going to be my final video for 2022. And what a great year it's been for knives, huh? We've had some really great innovation, some beautiful, bold new designs. A lot of creativity has come through the knife industry in this past year. And one of the biggest trends, and one that I'm very happy to see, is I think we're seeing a lot more value for the money. You can think of any number of knives you've seen on my channel over the past few months that were $285, $325, $375, $400 that if you looked back just 2 years prior, probably would have been 30% higher in its retail price. So I think we're getting a lot more bang for our buck, and that's really where this knife is going to sing. This is the Envy 4, a Dave Warren design made by Tuya Knife Company. And Tuya Knife has really been putting out some impressive knives over the past few years. One of the things that I really want to put out there before I really get into the knife is the fact that, yes, these are made in the Far East, these are made in China. That's why you're getting the price that you're getting for materials like S90V and the aluminum infused carbon fiber on a titanium frame lock. And there's a lot going on here, and you're getting a stupid low price. One of the things that people fear when they hear China produced knife is, well, what happens to the after the sale service? What if something happens and my blade goes off center and the pivot won't tighten and a thumb stud falls out and the pocket clip gets bent? First of all, you had a really shitty day if all that happened to you, but you're worried about, can I even get parts? Can I even get service and repair? Yes, because it's actually Dave Warren himself, the designer of this knife, that is the U.S. partner with Tuya, and that's why he's allowed to come out with these cool designs. You have a U.S.-based service center. Your pocket clip gets hung up on your steering wheel as you're dropping your fat ass into your car and you bend it all up out of shape. Boom. You shoot off an email to Dave. He gets you taken care of with a replacement clip. You strip out a body screw because for some reason you decided you needed the strength of Samson to put that thing back together. You drop an email to Dave. He gets you a new body screw. All these things are taken care of. So hopefully that alleviates some of the worry that some people have. Now, putting aside any service issues and any fat asses dropping into little sports cars or anything like that, the quality of their knives is unbelievable for the low price that they're charging. And this design in particular, I think it's really going to appeal to a lot of people. So let's see what I'm talking about here. Let's jump down to the tabletop. Let's look at some of the photography that I've done, and then let's discuss this knife. Let's talk about Dave. Let's talk about Tuya, and let's have a little knife party to end 2022. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the packaging that you'll be receiving the Envy 4 in. I got to tell you, it's a nice clean box. Tuya's been doing the same boxes for the past couple of years. Nothing wrong with it at all. I do wish that there was a nameplate here that either had Dave Warren's signature or said Envy 4 or something on it. But, you know, at some point, you're literally just going to be throwing the box in a closet or something like that anyway. So, you know, does it really matter? I don't know. So you've got the nice foam inside, and that's pretty much it. Pretty standard fare, which honestly, you know, at this price, I wouldn't expect much more than that anyway, to be honest. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. I promise I'll be quick. Now, since you guys know I don't take on sponsors and I don't do affiliate links, there's only a couple of ways that you can still support my channel and allow me to purchase more great knives to come out here and review for you. And that number one is to subscribe to my Patreon. If you'd like to become a patron, you could do it for as little as $5 a month, and every dollar of that goes toward this channel and supporting all the things that I enjoy doing along with you. Now, the other way you can do it is, hey, I've got swag. So if you see some of the shirts that I wear or coffee mugs that I've got, or you want a new iPhone case or something like that, I've got some cool stuff right down here at this link, and you can visit my Teespring store. Now, it's kind of an automated thing. I don't have any control over it. So when you order it, they print it usually within a few days, and they get it shipped on out to you. I've got stickers, I've got t-shirts, and all kinds of cool stuff. And last but not least, and this is something everybody can do without becoming a member of anything, right down there, there is a button that says Super Thanks that YouTube puts up on there. And if you click that, you can donate $1 or $10 or $1,000 or whatever you want to donate that helps to continue grow this channel. Now, I promised it would be short. Let's get back to the video. Thanks, guys. What are we looking at here? This is the Envy 4. It's designed by Dave Warren, as I mentioned in the intro. And probably the biggest deal for most people watching this is the fact that it's only $239. Let me repeat that. $239. And what you are getting is a knife that looks like it's a full-on custom knife. And to be honest with you, a lot of the way that this was made and the materials that were chosen, you know, would have only been really available to you as a custom knife just a handful of years ago. But this really is the perfect value for a really good EDC. It's a little bit flashy, a little bit showy, a little bit custom looking, that I personally don't think very many people are going to fear using as a cutting tool, as an EDC item, because it is inexpensive. It can be easily replaced. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it's easily replaced, because these are an extremely limited run. So, you know, if you bought 2 of them, if you knew that you were going to be beating on it hard, then okay, maybe you buy a backup, and you're still at the price of what many other knives from the same region of the world, with maybe even slightly lesser materials, would be charging you for a titanium frame lock. What do I mean by lesser materials? Well, take a look right here. This is S90V. Now, that is a stupid price for such a premium steel. Yes, you've got edge holding capabilities that are absolutely amazing. Great stainless properties, pretty darn resistant to chipping. It's a high Rockwell, so it's obviously it'll chip easier than something that's like 59 Rockwell on S35VN. But you've got something that the edge will last you a good long time, so it is good for actual use. Now, keep in mind, S90V is a hard steel. Its carbide structure does not lend itself to very easy resharpening as an end user. If you're somebody that sharpens a lot of knives and you're used to a lot of different steels, you'll be fine. If you're a real novice and you're just starting out, it'll be frustrating, because what should take you maybe 15 to 30 minutes might take you 30 to 45, just because it's going to take a little bit longer to get that burr up. Now, let's get the specs out of the way, because that's always very important, but something I don't want to belabor. We're looking at a titanium frame lock with a 3.5-inch blade made of S90V steel. I can't get over that for the price. The thickness at its thickest point on the spine is 133 thou thick. So it's a thin blade stock, which is very, very good for making this a very slicey knife. especially with this being flat ground. It's going to be very, very slicey and very, very useful. But it's not so precariously thin that you feel like it's delicate in some way. This is a really nice balance in the thickness. The clip and the back spacer are titanium. The inlays are carbon fiber, and you have a choice of either being infused with copper, which would be, I don't have any pictures of it. I'll try to find one of Dave's pictures and throw it up here, or what I have here in the aluminum. So, yeah, you've only got two choices, and they are extremely limited run, but that's the only thing that I wish was a little bit different. I wish there were 2 or 3 more variations. I wish there was an all black DLC variation. I wish there were, other inlay variations, or maybe, just different finishes, and that there were thousands of these available, because I think this is definitely a knife that a lot of people would want to have in their collection. Look at this Swedge, by the way. See, comes from a hand rub satin flat down to this beautiful Swedge that brings itself all the way to the tip. Very, very nicely done. I'm very impressed with how they ground that. It looks good. For those of you that don't make knives, I will tell you, because some of the knives that I make, I have a couple of models that I bring my Swedge all the way down to the tip. And that gets a little bit scary. It's very easy to burn that tip off. If you're not paying attention, you're applying too much pressure, you've got a worn belt, or you've got too much speed on the grinder. There are 1,000 different ways for you to just burn that tip right off when you're bringing that Swedge down. Because realize the way that this is ground, let me go ahead and get a focus on here. Actually, I'm going to bring it closer so you can see it even better. You'll notice the way that it's ground, that my fingerprints are all over it. No, that you can see the Swedge going all the way to the tip. What that means is the primary grind was done first, and then the Swedges were done second. If it was the other way around, by the way, you would see this intersection between the flat and the primary, you would see it going all the way up to the edge here. So they have brought this Swedge down after the primary grind. So they've already ground this, and it's already at its final thickness before they put the edge on, and then they do this Swedge. So this is already a precariously thin area right here at the tip, and they're bringing that. They've got the balls to bring that all the way to the tip. While we're in close-up mode here, let's just take a good look at everything, shall we? Boom, there we go. There is the pivot. Really nice, clean, uniform bead blasted finish on the titanium. And I really, really like this this aluminum carbon fiber. It dances in the light. It goes from just looking like carbon fiber with some lighter lines in it to then being reflective when light hits it. And as you saw in the pictures, the direct light hitting it just makes it pop like crazy. I also love the fact that they've done a lanyard opening in the back spacer. There's no big gaping hole in the frame. There's nothing silly for anybody to really complain about. You could choose to use a lanyard or not use a lanyard, and the knife still looks fantastic. Coming around to the back side, there is your sculpted pocket clip, nice milled titanium pocket clip, running down almost the dead center of the handle, and that's going to give it a very, very good carry profile. Little bit large on the lock bar cutout. If I really had to knock it on anything, I would really like to see them tightening up that gap right there just a teeny tiny little bit. As you can see in there, you've got an over travel block for the titanium lock bar, so it can't be overextended. There is the lockup. Love the thumb studs on this too. They're really nicely turned. They're nicely detailed, nicely finished. There you see again that hand rub satin going down the flats of the blade. Looks really, really good. Action is, of course, with all Tuya knives, fantastic. I've had my Hive 2 for a couple of years, and I mean, all it's done is get better and better and better. Tuya knocked it out of the park with these. This was my first experience with a Tuya knife. And a lot of knives have come and gone out of my collection since I got this one, and it is still here. I was that impressed by it. Extraordinarily well made. I think these were like they were like 280 or something in that range. So again, it was an incredible value. Super cool design, very modern, maybe a little bit futuristic. Actually kind of retro futuristic. Everything in the 70s was hexagons and honeycombs. Remember all that shit? And that's coming back now. And anyway, that's one of the reasons I liked it. But there's one of those areas where they just simply put a hole through the frame and through the back spacer for the lanyard opening, whereas here they've definitely done a better job by having that little loop off the back spacer. It also allows the frame to drop down because the frame is virtually identical to the Envy's 1, 2, and 3. But having that on there, where the frame drops down, you actually have that as a support in the palm of your hand. Ergos are fantastic. Look at how just organic that flow is. It really feels good in the hand. Nice access to the lock bar here. Very, very easy to get to it. They've cut away just enough on the show side to allow you ease of access to that lock bar. I would have liked to have seen a little chamfer on the inside of the lock bar, but no big deal. The frame is really, really nicely contoured. So again, that aids in the comfort in your hand. A little bit of jimping on the spine of the blade. That feels pretty good. Not overly grippy. Could be a little bit grippier, but it still feels nice. It's competently done. But that action, let's take a look at this detent. Oh, it's just perfect. It takes almost no effort whatsoever to get this to fling open. You can go out, you can go up. I'm pretty sure you could, you can reverse flick it. You could do all that stuff that you love to do. So I'll say this, with me, Tuya has a wonderful track record. I think they are offering some great value. I don't love all their styles, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there's some that are very, very generic looking, but they are working with more designers. I think Dave just did a phenomenal job here. If you guys don't know Dave Warren, I put out all of his contact info up there already. Man, check out his Facebook. He's just an honest to goodness good old boy with a family that enjoys knives and enjoys doing this, and he loves being a member of the community. He's just a pleasure of a guy to talk to. He's very knowledgeable and just super friendly. And being the U.S. representative, the U.S. distributor, I should say, for Tuya Knife, they have allowed him to do cool things like design a couple of knives. And this being the fourth generation of the Envy, it's my favorite variation. I think he did a damn great job coming up with a really clean design that I look at as a very useful everyday carry item. Not just a cool folder, not just a fidget, experience, not just pocket jewelry, not just a collectible display piece, but what I feel is a very, very easy carry, and a very functional blade shape, a very, very good edge, good geometry on the blade, fantastic blade steel. So the whole design overall, I think, is great. The inlays and the shape of them really sung to me. And I love the fact that you do get an inlay on the lock side. How many frame locks do we see out there that have a plain lock side? Even this one has a little bit for you to look at on the lock side. Tuya is very good about that. So no matter what side you're looking at, it's just a damn good looking knife. So even if you don't use your knives all that often, I think you're going to enjoy carrying this because it is lightweight. I forgot to bring my scale, but I did put the weight in the specs. I certainly hope that I remember to do that. The ergos all the way around. It just drops in the hand perfectly. The contouring of the frame makes it feel nice. It's got a little bit of a palm swell as it comes up thicker in the middle. Just all around, pretty damn fantastic. And I am so happy to have this here with me. So thank you to Dave for creating another in the Envy line. The Envy 3 was cool. I dug it. It didn't sing to me. For some reason, couldn't put my finger on it. But once I saw the sheep's foot, I knew it. I knew that was the one right there. And folks, again, I can't stress this enough. It's only $239 as compared to so many other knives that are similarly made for $75, $100 more, and even higher. You'll notice if you go into the video description, there'll be a link to Dave's website over to Tuya Knife US. It is not an affiliate link. It is just a link. It just says Tuya. I think it says TuyaKnifeUS.com. Don't quote me on that here. It's been on the screen because when I was editing this, I put it in there correctly, and it'll be in the description. It's just a simple boom. There you go. Or you know what? Google it if you want. You don't have to click on anything I ever put up, except for hopefully you clicked on the subscribe button, the like button, you left a comment down below, and maybe if I'm lucky, you decided to join my Patreon. And that's it for my self-pimping. I am out of here for now. Thank you guys ever so much, and I hope you have a healthy, prosperous, and wonderful new year in 2023.